Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend and are having a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Also, stop by my YouTube music channel. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'm Jamie Totten, and this is Here's the Thing. Today's topics the NFL and, of course, the election watch. So, we're going to start off with the Browns versus the Jaguars. Cleveland Browns, my team. The first half, all things were clicking for the Browns. Deshaun Watson was playing good. The receivers were playing pretty good. Running game was good. Defense had the Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence on his heels and on the run. Not too many penalties either. Good play calling on both sides of the ball, but too many field goals. Too many field goals. So in the first half, the Browns quarterback Watson had 108 yards passing and also rushed for an 11-yard touchdown. Now I'm mentioning that because it was totally different from last game when they played against the Cowboys. The game stayed pretty close yesterday, and what may have been the biggest play of the game was a fourth quarter punt, a fourth quarter late game punt by Cleveland's punter Corey Bojorquez, pinning the Jags down on their own 2-yard line. The next play was a safety by number 91 for the Browns, Alexander Wright. That should have sealed the deal, and it pretty much did. It was 18-13 at that point. But coaching and play calling put the game in jeopardy a little bit. Jaguars get the ball with 1:29 left, no timeouts on their own 10. Needed a touchdown to win. The Jags came up short on a couple of Hail Mary passes. The Browns won the game 18-13. And so Watson ended up 22 of 34 for 186 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He was only sacked 2 times yesterday for 14 yards. A big difference from last weekend also. So, because last weekend, Watson was running for his life the whole 60 minutes of that game. Well, the whole time he was in the game. Jerry Jeudy was the leading receiver for the Browns with 5 receptions for 73 yards. Jerome Ford was the leading rusher, 7 carries for 64 yards. The Browns ran the ball 29 times for 125 yards. That was pretty cool. Okay. So Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa led the Browns defense with 7 solo tackles. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence was 14 of 30 for 220 yards and no touchdowns and no interceptions. He got sacked 4 times for 24 yards. Brian Thomas Jr. was the leading receiver with 2 receptions for 94 yards for the Jags. That's a lot. 2 catches for 94 yards. He had 1 catch for 66 yards, so that's where it came from. Okay, Montaric Brown led the defense with 11 solo tackles for the Jags. And the Jags are 0-2. My Browns, 1-1 right now. Okay, now let's get to the game of the week. My game of the week, I guess it was the national game of the week. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Joe Burrows. Cool Joe Burrows has had the Chiefs' number over the last few years for sure. Burrows is 3-1 against Patrick Mahomes, and I know Patrick's been hearing that all week long leading up to yesterday's game. But it was on Patrick. The man got your number. What you gonna do? And not many people can say they have a winning record against Patrick Mahomes. So, in the first possession, both teams moved down the field without much resistance from the defense. The Bengals finished with the field goal, and the Chiefs finished with the field goal on that first possession. The Bengals' next score was a Burrows to Andre Alcivas for a touchdown after Mahomes' interception to take the lead 10-3. Chiefs get it back, march down the field for Mahomes to Rice for a 44-yard touchdown pass. Yes, Mahomes to Rice for 44-yard touchdown. And they tied the game with that touchdown at 10-10. The next Bengals possession, they go down and take the lead again, 13-10 with the field goal. So the Bengals then capitalize on the Kansas City fumble by running back Steele. They capitalized by kicking a field goal and took a 16-10 lead at the half. Now in the first half, running backs Steele and Pacheco, they was doing their thing. They had a good first half. And they started the second half playing just as good. So the Chiefs strike first with the Mahomes to number 64, Wanya Morris, tackle eligible for a touchdown to take the lead 17-16. The Bengals get the ball, march down the field, and took the lead with a touchdown 22-17 with a missed point after kick. Mahomes gets it back and throws an interception. One of the greatest interceptions I've seen. One of those OBJ catches, Odell Beckham Jr. one-hand catches. You know, that was a beautiful catch and a great play by that cornerback. But Burrows gave it right back with a fumble and a scoop and score by number 27 Connor. Chiefs take a 23-22 lead after missing the two-point attempt. So early in the fourth quarter, the Bengals got the ball and again marched down the field, kicked the field goal to take the lead again at 25-23. Both teams' defense held up, and at the 2-minute mark, 2 minutes left in the game, Mahomes and the Chiefs had the ball down 2 from their own 43 with a 4th and 16. They needed 16 yards for a first down with 48 seconds left. Pass interference against the Bengals was called, put the Chiefs in field goal range with 38 seconds left. The Chiefs kicked a 51-yarder for the win, 26-25. Not this time for Joe Cool, but it was a great game, great back and forth. You know, it was a really good game. Patrick Mahomes was 18 for 25 for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Leading receiver was Rashee Rice with 5 receptions for 75 yards. Leading rusher was Isaiah Pacheco with 19 carries for 90 yards. Joe Burrows was 23 for 36 for 258 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Zach Moss was the Bengals' leading rusher with 12 carries for 34 yards. Mike Gesicki had 7 receptions for 91 yards. He was the leading receiver. Jamar Chase had 4 receptions for 35 yards. So that was a really good game of the week for sure so far. Okay, let's get to some election watch. So, another attempt on Trump yesterday. I don't know what's going on with that, but they always say violence and violent talk begets violence. You know, that's what I've always been told anyway. You know, hate has this like boomerang effect. If you throw it out there, it seems to circle back around to you and hit you just as hard as the hate you try to put out there. So when you throw it out there, it tends to come back to you. So, you know, I see now that he's throwing some serious hate over to Taylor Swift. He's throwing that hate Taylor Swift's way now. So he was tweeting or Xing or whatever it is he does these days. That in all caps, I hate Taylor Swift. Really? Like a big kid. I hate Taylor Swift. So I hope he ain't just trying to send people after that lady, but it's crazy, you know. But we know that this guy's words can cause his people to do really crazy stuff, really dangerous stuff, you know. We've seen it happen. You know, we've seen what happened with January 6th, so we know what these people are capable of doing. So, you know. But here's the thing. We can continue to put Trump and his chaos further and further in the past. But, you know, we have Vice President Harris and Governor Walz leading the way, running a campaign, running for the people, Kamala Harris for the people. So we just got to keep everything in its proper perspective, keep marching forward, and there will be maybe more distractions like you know, hopefully this attempt on Trump is not going to become something that we have to deal with for the rest of the election and even after. You know, things are getting kind of crazy, and you know, these attempts on Trump could be leading to something even worse, you know. So keep our eyes open, keep our ears open, keep our eyes on the prize, and you know, we can't get tired. We have to stay on the move. We have to keep moving forward, and we have to win this election and keep it going forward. Keep marching forward. Like the vice president says, we ain't going back. There ain't nothing back there for us. So why would we go back? What are we going back to? You know. So we ain't going back. We're going forward. So let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.